Hello, in this lecture I will talk about the story and the title of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's Skin. So we'll start with the story. In a nutshell, the story of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's Skin, is about the adventures of two knights, Tariel and Avtandil. Tariel is the protagonist of the poem, is the man that wears the tiger skin, and Avtandil is the chief of staff of the Arab armies. So in the next step, I'll talk about the story in detail. Okay, the story of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's Skin, can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, and the second part is the search for Tariel's beloved, the Panther'S. So, let's start with the first part, the first for Tariel. One day, King Mustavan, that is the king of Arabia, who is the king of Arabia, goes to an hunting competition with Tariel, who is the chief of staff of the Arab armies. During the competition, they take a break and they rest under a tree. And all of a sudden, they see a mysterious knight crying by a river. So King Mustavan wanted very much to know who is that mysterious knight, and therefore he sent slaves in order to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves that sent by King Mustavan in order to contact him, and then disappears. Tinatin, the only daughter of King Mustavan, loves Avtandil, and Avtandil also loves Tinatin. So Tinatin asks from her beloved Avtandil to find the mysterious knight in 3 years, and in return she will marry him. So Avtandil goes to search for the mysterious knight all over the world, and after 2 years and 9 months he finds the mysterious knight. The mysterious knight tells him that his name is Tariel, and he was the commander of India's fleet, and he also loves the Panther'S, who is the daughter of King Panther'S. King Panther'S is the king of India. But the problem is that she was abducted, and therefore he sank into deep depression. He was almost crying and sobbing, and he was totally isolated from the society. He had only a maiden with him, and they live in a cave. So he totally became crazy because of the abduction of his beloved, the Panther'S. So Avtandil was very moved by the story of the mysterious knight, and therefore he becomes friend of the mysterious knight, Tariel, and he also promises Tariel to help him to find his beloved, the Panther'S. So actually, this is the first part of the poem, that is the search for Tariel. The second part is the search for Tariel's beloved, the Panther'S. So in the second part, Avtandil, the chief of staff of the Arab armies, searches for the Panther'S, Tariel's beloved, a lot of time, and in the end he finds out that the Panther'S was abducted by the Kajis. The Kajis are demons. So Avtandil, Tariel, and Pridon, who is the ruler of the city Mugazanza, together with 300 soldiers, go to the country of the Kajis in order to rescue Nestan from her captivity. But the problem is that the country of the Kajis is a fortress, and it's actually very impossible to infiltrate to that fortress. And the second problem is that the Kajis are very strong warriors, so it is actually a possible mission to rescue Nestan from her captivity by the Kajis. But against all the odds, the 300 soldiers, together with Ariel in prison did the unthinkable and they succeeded to rescue the star from her captivity by the Kurdish. The story has an happy ending in the sense that Constantine marries Tinatin and Ariel, the protagonist of the poem, marries his beloved Nestan Darajan. So that is the story of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin. The next step, I'll talk about the title of the great poem. The title is The Knight in the Panther's Skin, but it is not clear if it is a tiger or a panther. Therefore, we assume that it is a panther. So the title of the story, the title of the great poem is The Knight in the Tiger Skin. Actually, there is a particular poem, there is a particular chapter in the poem that talks about Ariel that kills a lion and a tiger. And the story of that particular chapter is as follows. One day, Ariel sees a lion that was chasing after a tiger. So Ariel thought that the tiger was going, the lion was going to kill the tiger, and therefore he kills the lion in order to save the tiger from the hands of the lion. And then he goes to the tiger in order to hug it, to save his life. But the tiger was very angry because of the fact that they were not fighting with each other. The lion and the tiger were not fighting with each other. They were just playing a game. So the tiger starts to eat Ariel with his paws very strongly. Ariel could bear no more the blows of the tiger and therefore eats back. And with one blow, he kills the tiger. So it's actually a very tragic story because of the fact that Ariel risked his life in order to rescue the tiger from the hands of the lion. And at the end of the story, he was the one that killed the tiger. So Ariel is very angry on himself that he killed the tiger, and therefore, from that point, he decides to wear the tiger skin as a coat. Tiger skin is used by Ariel as a coat. And the reason that he did it, there are two reasons. The first reason is it is a reminder for Ariel that he killed the tiger that he loved so much. And the second reason is by wearing the tiger's skin, it reminds him the abduction of his beloved Nestan Darajan. She was abducted twice. Why it reminds him the abduction of Nestan Darajan, his beloved? Because of the fact that the face of the tiger very similar to the face of his beloved Nestan Darajan. We know that the tiger is a very important figure in the poem. Why? Because the title of the poem is The Knight in the Tiger Skin. The knight that wears the tiger skin. But the question is why the tiger is so important figure in the poem. The tiger is an animal. So it is very strange that an animal is a very important figure in the poem. But because of the fact that the face of the tiger was very similar to the face of his beloved Nestan Darajan, that is the reason that the tiger is a very important figure in the poem. Okay, thank you very much.